Gupta into our conversation. He's a senior Asia-Pacific International Relations Policy Specialist at the Institute for China-America Studies. So, AIB has the second largest global membership behind the World Bank, as we know. But what are your reflections as we look at this 3-year anniversary?
My reflection is how mainstream it has become and how soon it has become mainstream. There was a lot of controversy. Go back to 2014, there was controversy at that time, should any Western nation be joining? And there was pressure put on countries like Australia not to join the AIIB by the Obama administration. You look today, it started out with 57 charter members. It's somewhere in the low 90s now, and we're soon going to get to 100 members. That's a huge membership. Not just that, it's a very international bank from the perspective that we have almost 40 nationalities represented as professional staff in the bank. So the important thing is how, in such a short period of time, how mainstream it has become.
Yeah, and you have members joining, 6 new members, I think, within the last few weeks. And to your point, no one really knew what to expect. They didn't know how successful it would be. But why do you think so many countries decided to sign up so quickly?
I think a lot of countries do trust China and have seen infrastructure work for China, and therefore infrastructure is a tried and tested case of success in China. And here China is going out with a bank which will do infrastructure, and I think they wanted to be on board that bank, and particularly because they themselves have infrastructure needs. And also, perhaps this is maybe a different way to do development financing and infrastructure financing. At the end of the day, one of the criticisms was that this bank will clash with people like the World Bank and the ADB. What has instead happened? I think there's healthy competition, and even more importantly, there's a lot of functional cooperation between those banks. I think practically all the AIIB loans go out in collaboration in some context with ADB or the World Bank.
You said mainstream. What does it say about China's standing in the world to have the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank?
I think it says a lot that China is embraced by a lot of countries. The developing world always did embrace China because they saw China as being one of their own and now being one of the most successful proponents of their own. There was some degree of apprehension in developed Western countries, and that apprehension has not completely disappeared, but China has been able to make a lot of countries, some of the smaller countries in Western Europe like Portugal, Greece, and other countries, a lot more comfortable. And particularly in areas like Latin America, which was kind of a new territory, a new frontier for China, I think they have been very, very comfortable with Chinese access to that market. And China has become an important player even in the Inter-American Development Bank. So I think it's a good sign that China, we tend to get a little lost between just US and China as if these are the only 2 countries in the world and the others don't matter. There are 190 other countries and their views matter.
Sourabh Gupta, we'll leave it there. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.